AITA. For refusing to let someone order an item off the menu. I'm a waitress at a restaurant chain. No for their ice cream. Do with that what you will, and I have a semi-regular family that comes in every once in a while. Every time they come in they order their youngest child mac and cheese. The first time I served them, the child threw up all over the booth. I didn't think much of it, just that he was sick or had an upset stomach. I clean up the booth. The next time was the same thing. Mac and cheese then puke. Again in the booth and on the table. This is an every time occurrence. The kid orders mac and cheese then throws up. The kid never gets to the bathroom, and most the time he doesn't even make an attempt to leave the table. I believe once he started walking to the bathroom. This most recent time they came in and I was their waitress, the child went to order mac and cheese again, and I asked the mom, "Is he okay to have that? He gets sick every time." The mom said, "Oh yeah, Kraft mac and cheese makes him sick, but he wants it." I said, "Ma'am, I'm sorry but I don't think your child should order this if you know he's going to puke from eating it. And quite frankly I really don't want to have to clean up vomit tonight." The mom threw a bit of a fit, but when I said, "Why are you allowing your child to order a food that makes him sick, just to have someone else clean it up?" And the manager had came over and was agreeing with me, she ordered him chicken tenders and fries instead. Was I in the wrong for not allowing him to order the mac and cheese that makes him sick? I've shared this story with a few people and I've had some mixed reactions. Am I the asshole? Not the asshole. I have never heard of such a ridiculous thing. I can guarantee the mother isn't giving her child mac and cheese at home. But since she doesn't have to clean up the mess she doesn't care. What confuses me the most is that the mom knows that the mac and cheese makes him sick and still lets him eat it. They sounds like bad parenting. Not the asshole if this has happened regularly. I can't even fault you for the phrasing being rude because honestly they might need a little rude to wake them up. And yeah, that your manager supported you. Not the asshole. What is wrong with this lady? This kid obviously cannot tolerate it. Honestly, I'm a mom myself. I would have been mortified if my kid vomited in a restaurant. I know things happen, but to let this happen multiple times and think it's not a big deal is beyond me. Surely that's a health hazard right now. Not the asshole. I think you handled it quite well. Not the asshole. It's bad for you and it's bad for the kid's health. I'm glad your manager supported you. Not the asshole. This sounds more than reasonable. The parents need a reality check and need to learn to say no to their child. I'm glad your boss was on your side instead of being one of those scared the customer is always right bosses. So if the child wanted to play with matches or knives, it is fine because that's what he wants. She needs to be a parent and put her foot down. Geez. Not the asshole. Apparently you are a better parent than she is. Skeptical smiley face. Not the asshole if this is a regular occurrence, which you and other employees have confirmed, with the manager on your side in this scenario, you have a right to refuse a form of service as long as you're not discriminating. In this case your refusal seems rational and non-discriminatory for obvious safety reasons. So many questions. Why does mac and cheese make him sick? Is this a known allergy? Is the mom not concerned? Is it a dairy thing? Why does he want it if it makes him sick? Why does the mom let him order something that is going to make him sick? Who brings their child to a restaurant to puke? Why does she expect you to clean up after he keeps puking? Do they sit there after he pukes or is that the cue to leave? Does she not have to clean his clothes? Does she have to feed him again if he just puked his dinner up? But mostly, WTF? Not the asshole. Not the asshole, and I'm glad your manager agreed. That could have sucked for you. Those parents are assholes. Not the asshole, but why do people think it's necessary to hide the names of places in these posts? Dairy Queen isn't going to sue you over the puke story. Not the asshole. Cleaning vomit is super dangerous to begin with and the parent acting like it's no different than spilled water is insane. You're saving that poor kid a whole lot of pain. Not the asshole. She sounds like a shitty mother to be honest. Not the asshole seems like borderline abuse from the mum feeding her kid knowing he'll react to it. Also it's a health risk for you to be cleaning up someone else's fluids. Good in you for calling them out. Not the asshole. You said you told a few people and got some mixed reactions. Who was agreeing with the mom in this situation? This is child abuse and absolutely disgusting for both staff and other guests at the restaurant. Not to mention a biohazard, especially in a global panini. Not the asshole. In fact, you're trying to save that kid. Also, isn't this mean that the restaurant chain would be liable if the mother tried to sue? I mean because her kid got sick, not because you refuse the service. Not the asshole. And honestly, I wish someone was able to call CPS on that mother, because if her child throws up every time after eating a specific meal, it's likely that he has an extreme intolerance or allergy, and it's fucked up that she keeps giving it to him and not looking out for his health. Not the asshole. That was the least you could have said, done after that happened multiple times. So gross. Man, that's disgusting. Not the asshole. Clearly mom needed a reality check for the benefit of the child. Not the asshole at all. I guess she was thinking that she didn't have to clean up after her sick kid. A customer asked you to knowingly serve something that isn't safe, that's a full stop. That's not just an inconvenience to you, it's dangerous for the kid. Repeatedly vomiting damages the esophagus. Not the asshole. Not the asshole. Obviously things happen and serving staff end up cleaning up puke sometimes, but the fact that she knows her kid will puke and is still allowing her kid to eat it and just leaving it for you instead of bringing a barf bag or ordering it to go is completely unacceptable. I'm not sure it's actually your job to clean vomit. When I worked in bars, management would want bar staff to clean vomit and I would refuse every single time. I would simply refuse to clean human waste if I were you. Leave it to the people pulling in the bigger bucks. Why in the world would a parent insist on letting their child eat something they know will make them physically ill? Not the asshole, obviously. Shit. Never mind that you have every right to not want to clean up vomit in a controllable situation, and how much an asshole they are for deliberately putting you, because, fuck the help, I guess, through it. He wants it, is a poor excuse for deliberately making your kid sick, and I'd have had a half mind to call CPS. Not the asshole. Not the asshole. Very glad that your manager agreed with you. That does sound like a terrible mother. Not the asshole. If something makes your child sick every time they have it, then you shouldn't be giving it to them. It's obvious that they are having a reaction to it. And what tackiness to do that at a restaurant where the waitstaff and all the other diners get to deal with it. Blech. Good for you and your manager not allowing that bullshit to continue. Not the asshole. It makes me so sad and mad that you even need to ask this. Service culture is getting ridiculous. The customer is not always right. Thank you for calling out this entitled awe. And I'm so happy you have a good boss that has your back. That is borderline child abuse. Throwing up so often will destroy that child's teeth. The mother is insane. Not the asshole. Not the asshole. The mother is a fifthly pig. Not the asshole. But if you have their names, a call to CPS might be in order. That child needs to be checked for milk intolerance, allergies, whatever. And then put on an appropriate diet. It would be the parent's job to teach their child how to eat so as not to make himself sick. But they have obviously not talked to a doctor about this, yet, and that looks like neglect. NTA. That's fucked up on so many levels. The mom. What do you mean you won't let me make my kid sick? That's so not fair. You should be honored to clean up his throw up. But no op, not the asshole. You just did a better job at parenting than those parents ever could. Stand your ground and pray that the next time those parents enable that child's mac and cheese desire that he throws up all over them. Not the asshole. These people are so gross to knowingly and repeatedly enable their child make himself sick to his stomach. And expect the waitstaff to clean his vomit. If your kid or pet has a bathroom or vomiting accident, you clean it up yourself. That's just basic decency. Your restaurant is better off without these people as customers. Ruins everyone else's dining experience as well. Where do these mutants come from? How have I never met people this stupid in my life? Yeah, little Billy pukes every time he eats mac and cheese, but oh well, the heart wants what it wants. Like, what the fuck? Lol. Not the asshole. I feel like the mom is trying to kill her child with food poisoning, allergy. This is the 7th mac and cheese, just drop dead you lil shit. Not the asshole. I'm an EMT. Cleaning up vomit is not a part of your job, legally, unless you are trained in appropriate body substance isolation. As others mentioned, allergies grow increasingly sensitized after each exposure, and if they don't have an EpiPen and this kid goes into anaphylactic shock, which is more and more likely, he will die. If I responded to this call, I would be mandated to report potential child abuse. Let people parent only applies to when they're actually doing it. It doesn't extend to let people medically neglect their child. I'm literally stunned that some people you talk to thought you should participate in this abuse. Not the asshole, but you shouldn't be the person who had that conversation with the customer. Your manager should have taken their table and refused to sell the item. You set yourself up for corporate to potentially fire you depending on how uptight they are. Managers get paid to do the refusals. Make them do it. Not the asshole. Imagine if this turned into anaphylaxis. Not the asshole. And if your manager ever doesn't back you up, say you're not comfortable being complicit in something that could become a lawsuit. Say that now that you've taken a stand saying you are aware that this specific food makes him sick, you worry you could be accused of negligence if it ever causes a medical emergency. I have no clue whether that would actually make it anywhere in court, but in my experience, managers in service jobs are much more likely to side with their employees if words like liability or lawsuit come up than if it's just basic logic. I'm glad your manager had your back, and hope that never changes. This poor kid is gonna end up with a messed up relationship with eating if mom keeps letting him have these negative eating experiences. Not the asshole. What kind of parent? Not the asshole. It's pretty disgusting that she feels it's better to capitulate to her kid apparently only wanting to eat a food that actively, repeatedly makes them ill. I assume he was fine eating the tenders? He didn't tantrum because he didn't get mac and cheese? You were looking out for her child's well-being. You're never an asshole in that situation. Not the asshole. Not the asshole. At least you care about his health. His mother is a huge awe. Who gives their kid someone that they are clearly intolerant to? Wonder what else she feeds the poor kid. Not the asshole. I can't even wrap my head around it. Why would you order something for your child that makes them sick? You certainly get brass balls awards, just made that up, for challenging the mother. Not the asshole. That kid clearly has an underlying issue, either allergy or intolerance, to something in it. And that parent is negligent for not putting her foot down and saying no to him. Especially since he is throwing up in a public place and making you deal with the biohazard he is leaving behind. Even outside of a pandemic, that would not be okay. That kid repeatedly vomiting is also not healthy for him. Stomach acid will damage his teeth and throat over time. Not the asshole. The poor kid is going to have rotten guts and terrible teeth. Geez, if I was the manager, I'd consider banning them. What kind of parent is so indulgent of their child that they willingly allow him to become sick rather than say, no, you can't have it? If little Timmy wants to drink some Pine Sol, are they going to let him do that too? Not the asshole. Not the asshole. Mom is knowingly poisoning her kid. I would seriously consider calling CPS. She is damaging his esophagus. Poor kid. I kinda hope they use Reddit and stumble across this. Not the asshole.